5 essential, well, I think they're essential things that you need to do or have if you're towing. Most of my audience seem to be Y62 patrol owners, so a lot of it's related to that, but many of these things that you appreciate, even if you don't drive a Y62. Number 5, we'll count backwards because number 1's a cracker, so we'll start from the back. Number 5 is a tyre pressure monitoring system. Not for the car, because you know patrols have got that built into the dash, but for the caravan. So you can get all sorts of various types, solar powered ones, and you name it. I've recently put in a Safety Dave tyre pressure monitoring system. It's all wireless, and it just means if there's high pressure or low pressure on the caravan, it's going to alert me and I can see it as quickly as it will in the car. Last thing you need is a blowout when you're towing a 3-ton caravan. Right, number 4 is eyes on what's going on. Camera systems. So my Jayco came with a sphere camera on the back of it. I've rigged that up to a Safety Dave 7-inch monitor that sits on the dash. So again, I can see what's happening behind me. Mirrors are helpful, but they're all useless if you ask me. They vibrate and you can't really see anything. So the camera is something I reckon it's a must-have for towing. Number 3. So this is keeping the back of your car level, so airbags are a must when you're towing. I would generally recommend putting in a bigger coil to go around the airbags just to support it better, but really the big thing is the onboard air, and that's a way that you can monitor the airbags as you're driving, or if you need to inflate them quickly or deflate them when you're going forward driving, you can monitor it in the center console. That is ideal. It's a luxury having onboard air monitoring system, but once you've got it, you couldn't live without it, because the amount of times you hook up the van to go and it's like, oh, I forgot to do the airbags, and the whole family's in, the dog's packed, we're all ready to go. I don't want to go get a compressor out, pump up the airbags. Just at the touch of a button, it's the way to fly. Number 2 is the way we hitch up our van, I'm talking about a DO35 hitch. I've used other hitches and mucked around them. I think this one's the best, and it's a safety thing. If we're driving along the road and the unfortunate happens and there's a rollover, if you've just got a 50mm ball, the van will roll over and it'll force the car to roll over as well, and you and your passengers will be on the side. If you've got an articulating hitch, and I just think the DO35 is the simplest one, the car hopefully will stay with all 4 wheels on the road, even if the van tips over. So that's a safety thing. Plus it's better if you're going, you know, getting into camp and off-road tracks, that sort of thing. Number 1, and without a doubt this earns its place as number 1. I've fitted it to my car maybe 3, 4, 5 months ago, and it's the best. I put it on for more power, like for 4-wheel driving up sand dunes, and you know what I'm talking about now, it's the supercharger, and I didn't think I would want it for towing, but it's brilliant. The amount of times that I used to watch the car, because it was always dropping from 5th to 4th or 6th to 5th or whatever it was, gearbox was going all over the place. Now there's so much torque, it just sits in gear, never drops back. I'm sitting on 110 k's an hour towing, and there you go, just dropped down a gear, just dropped into 7th, and it takes all the stress out of towing. It's like what, you know, you'll hear the 200 guys talk about diesels are better for low down torque and towing, whereas the Y62s have to get up into the rev range. They pull like a freight train, no one will argue that at all, but you do have to get into it with the revs. Now with the blower, all the power is down low and it just sits there, and like there's a mild wind out today, and I would have probably sat on a 95 to 100 k's an hour before with the 35-inch tyres, and because I was just cautious of the car. Now the car's set up right with the airbags and it's got the power, so just chuck it in drive, sit on 110 and get there as soon as possible. So for towing, number one thing out is for the petrol cars out there, a supercharger. You have smiles for days. Don't try and justify the cost, it's impossible. It's just better at everything. Well, I hope you like what I consider to be the best 5 essential mods for people that tow. If you've got a different idea, put it down in the comments below, and we'll keep making more of these videos next week. Thanks for watching. See you next week on